Hello everyone, it's Yozu again, and in today's video I'll be talking about top 10 champions from Barbarians faction. We are gonna continue our top 10 list, and it's gonna include champions from legendaries, epics, rares, uncommons, and commons. So first I'm gonna go ahead and say some honorable mentions. It would be from uncommons, Shield Guard. From rares, I'm gonna go ahead and say Soulbound Warrior is a pretty decent champion, and War Maiden that you can actually farm. Great champion if you're just starting the game. And let's go ahead and start our top 10 list, which is gonna be filled with only epics and legendaries. First champion on this list is gonna be Skytouch Shaman. First of all, amazing design on this champion. Then let's take a look at her kit. A1 Talon Knives, attacks all enemies, heals by 15% of the damage inflicted if this champion has less than 50% HP, but fills its turn meter by 20% if its HP is 50% or higher. A2 Cleanse on all allies, then places block debuffs buff and revive on that on all allies for 2 turns on a 4-turn cooldown. And her passive is kind of weird, but Bloodstain Ritual actually damages this champion by 10% of their max HP at the start of each turn, heals all allies except this champion equal to half of the champion's current lost HP, places a decreased speed on this champion for 1 turn at the start of each turn, and has a chance to place a fear on this champion as well. She had to be nerfed somehow. And also her aura increases ally HP in all battles by 25%. Second champion I'm going to be talking about is going to be Farakin. He's A1, has a chance of decreasing defense. A2 is attacking one enemy and has a 100% chance of placing HP burn and 5% poison debuffs for 2 turns, great on 3-turn cooldown. And ally attack, actually not AoE, beat down, places a 30% increased crit rate and crit damage on all allies except this champion for 3 turns, then all allies except this champion will attack the target enemy. This is a pretty solid passive as well. Body block, deflects 20% of all incoming damage this champion receives onto all allies, and the damage will be spread equally across them all. Third champion is actually also going to be from epic rarity, and that's going to be Armina. Her A1 has a chance of placing a stun. Her A2 attacks all enemies, trampling rampage, has a 100% chance of placing decreased defense debuff for 2 turns, and steals 7.5% turn meter from targets under decreased defense debuffs. And her A3 decreases the turn meter of all enemies by 20% and places a stun, actually has a 100% chance of placing a stun if the enemy's turn meter is reduced to 0. That's it for the epic champions. Now let's go on to the legendaries. Seal of the Breaks is a free login champion. A1 has a chance of placing decreased speed and has a chance of decreasing target's turn meter by 15%. Her A2 attacks all enemies 2 times and each hit has a chance to place a stun debuff. So AoE stun is pretty good on her A2 ability. A3 is reviving that ally with 50% HP and placing 50% ally protection buff on them for 2 turns. All of that on a 4-turn cooldown. But maybe, in my opinion, the strongest part of her kit is her passive Boundless Slide that heals all allies by 10% of their max HP at the start of each turn and places a increased speed 30% on a random ally for 2 turns. Great champion. Next one is going to be Cronam. I managed to snag him because I made like 6 referral accounts. Even got them all to level 50 so that I can get a skin for him, but it cannot be shown in here, or can it? Yes, it can actually. My bad, skin owned, see? A1 attacks one enemy 2 times, each hit has a 50% chance of increased duration of a random debuff on the target by 1 turn. But if you have Jormasa on the same team, each hit also increases the duration of any HP burn debuff on the target by 1 turn. His A2 is attacking 3 times at random. Each hit has a 100% chance of instantly activating any HP burn debuffs on enemies, each target. heals this champion by 10% of their max HP for each HP burn debuff activated by this skill. And his A3 is attacking all enemies, has a 100% chance of placing the HP burn, fills this champion turn meter by 15% for each HP burn placed by this skill. So pretty solid champion, solid HP burn champion. Now fusion champion, Contra the Cyclone. I still haven't gotten to level 60, but she is an amazing, especially for Hydra champion, and that's because of this skill. Attacks all enemies 3 times, has a 75% chance of placing one of the following debuffs for 2 turns. Block buffs, decrease attack, decrease speed, weaken, decrease accuracy, heal reduction. All of that on A1 ability. Amazing. Not A1, A2 ability. The next champion is going to be Valkyrie, one of the oldest champions in the game, and still one of the strongest ones in the game. She can be used in campaign battles, dungeons, clan boss teams, arena, everywhere. Her A1 attacks one enemy 2 times, decreases turn meter by 10% on each hit if the target has any buffs. Her A2 attacks all enemies, places a huge shield, which is equal to the damage inflicted. Shield and damage inflicted are proportional to this champion's defense, so more defense, bigger shield, and also places a counter attack on all allies for 2 turns. This is the ability that makes her viable for arena, and that is Jealousy. This champion's turn meter will be increased by 10% each time an enemy champion places a buff, so she can cut in when, for example, Arbiter throws a increase attack buff on all allies. Now we have Ursuga. Ursuga is an amazing defensive champion, especially for arena. Her passive decreases damage all allies receive from critical hits by 30%. She will receive that damage instead. Her A3, ally protection and strengthen. Strengthen goes in this champion, ally protection on all allies for 3 turns on a 3-turn cooldown. Her A2, barrel through, attacks all enemies, places a decreased crit damage and decreased attack if targets have attacks higher than their defense, or places decreased speed and decreased defense if their attack is actually lower than their defense. Block active skills randomly 60% on this is still amazing, and her aura is ally HP in all battles by 33%. To be honest, amazing looking champion, amazing design. Next one is gonna be Jakarl the Scourge. He's 8. First of all, let's appreciate this. His background is one of the best backgrounds in all of the games, from like similar to Raid. Like, look at those thunderous moon, everything. Notable parts of his kit are his A2 has a 100% chance of stealing actually target's turn meter and placing 30% increased speed. Will ignore 50% target defense against targets that are under freeze, 100% chance of placing decreased speed, and 100% chance of placing freeze. His A2, A3 actually, Glaciate, has a 75% chance of placing freeze debuff for 1 turn. The chance increases to 100% against target who have 75% or more turn meter. Cannot be resisted if the target have 75% or more turn meter. So pretty solid champion, and he is actually free champion to get, so yeah. And last but not least, we have Dwanarok. Her A1 places a continuous heal buffs on this champion and ally that has the lowest HP. A2 has a 100% chance of placing decreased defense and block buffs on a single target, and also applies the debuff spread so that 2 random debuffs from the target are gonna be placed on all enemies. And her A3 has a 60% chance of places actually 60% increased defense buff and 30% increased speed buff on all allies. Amazing passive as well. Removes 1 random debuff from all allies at the start of each turn and has a chance to remove 2 random debuffs instead for all allies that are under continuous heal buff. Pretty decent champion, but I think that would be 10, right? Syl, Cronam, Contra, Valkyrie, that's 4, Rasuga 5, Jakarl 7, Jakarl 6, Tuanorak 7, Armina 8, Faraki 9, Skytouch Shaman 10. So if I was to rank these champions, I would go ahead and say most likely Armina would be number 10. Then we are gonna go ahead and say Kantra number 9, Parakin number 8. I actually am not a huge fan of Tuanorak, fan of Tuanorak, so I'd say she's number 8, was it? So Armina 10, Kantra 9, actually Farakin 8, Tuanorak 7, Skytouch Shaman 6. Let's go ahead and say Cronam 5th, Jakarl 4, Rasuga 3, Seal of the Drakes 2, and strongest champion in this faction, in my opinion, is gonna be Valkyrie at number 1. So that would be it for today's top 10 champions from this faction. This is only opinionated, and let me know in the comments below who do you think are the strongest champions in this faction. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.